Hello, Blizzard fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Innovation and Rain on Deadwing, the latter edition. This is game 2 of their best of 3 series from the round of 16 group stage of WCS Season 2. And this is a classic PvT matchup. Both of these players are among the top players of their race in the entire world. And let's get right on into it. In the top right of Deadwing, the latter edition, we have the red Terran player, Innovation. And in the bottom right of Deadwing, the latter edition, we have the blue Protoss player, Rain. We're going to go ahead and give Rain a big old fat 1 there for winning the first game in this series. So it is pretty much a winner go home for Innovation. If Rain wins this, he's going to go ahead and move on to the next round, the round of 16. If Innovation loses, it's a bad spot to be in for sure. So let's go ahead and introduce the players, or I guess talk about the players just a little bit. In that last game, if you haven't watched it, I'll go ahead and try to link to it here in the comments. But basically, it was a really amazing back and forth game. A lot of pronged attacks there from Innovation, but he couldn't quite get a handle, couldn't quite kill many workers for Rain, couldn't really deal with just the amazing game sense and map awareness that Rain had. And in the end, the big push coming from Rain had Colossus, it had Templar, it had Storm. It did pretty much everything it needed to do to take down that Terran bio ball with the Vikings in the air and managed to do so fairly handily. So we'll see what Innovation has up his sleeve, though. Terran players have some options when dealing with Protoss. I like that he tried to use the Ghost. I think I saw some EMPs go down. He was sniping Templar as well. So Innovation really knows what he's doing, and he's trying to represent the Terran player or the Terran race as best he possibly can. All right, meanwhile, Rain, again, just did a great job with those upgrades, had +3/+3 towards the end of the game. He was also able, to, again, get the Colossus, get the Templar out, get a Dark Shrine out as well, and as well as, I think he had, did he have some real Phoenix? No, I don't think he actually made a Stargate, but he made use of the vast arsenal available to him as the Protoss player. I was talking about going Colossus. I kind of worry about Vikings. I kind of worry about Marauders. But you know what? He brought Templar along. He did a good job keeping his Colossus alive with that range, with that +3, and really just killed untold amounts of Marauders and Marines with that ranged attack from his Colossus. So a lot of Protoss players playing Legacy of the Void these days are kind of sad about losing that, just the sheer power of those Colossus. They really they can't rely on them anymore. But we'll have to see. Again, the game is still in the beta stages. It is not anywhere near retail release. That's still going to be a few months out. We'll have to see what changes, what balance changes we're going to see from Legacy of the Void before all is said and done. Meanwhile, Probe trying to harass here. Is this a 1 barracks expand? It is. 1 barracks expand here for Innovation. Rain getting an early Nexus as well in response after the gateway, so not getting a Cybercore first. Both players waited a little bit before getting their expansions in game number 1, but it turned into such a macro play. I think here in game 2, they're saying, you know what, let's go ahead and just get that expansion just a little bit earlier, try to get that economic advantage on my opponent. But you know, when both players are doing pretty much the same thing, I'm not sure what kind of advantage there really is. So let's see who can do this, who can get the best economy and the biggest army fastest, because I think that's what it sometimes does come down to in Protoss versus Terran. This is SCV scouting around again, making sure this hasn't been canceled. That has happened to a lot of Terran players, where the Protoss says, I'm making an expansion, you don't have to worry about me for like 5 or 6 minutes, and then cancels it as soon as the Terran player isn't looking, and then just walks up a single base and kind of destroys the Terran player. So I think that does happen on maybe lower levels. I'm not sure if it's something to worry about on a professional level, but at the same time, it never hurts to be safe. Because if you see this Nexus still coming up, you can feel a little bit safer, not have to necessarily worry and do as much scouting as you would if the Protoss player was sitting on 1 base, going for a crazy 4-gate or some kind of a proxy or something like that that makes you a little bit more nervous as you're sitting in that chair. So Innovation, let's see what he's working on here. Just 2 barracks, actually not getting any add-ons whatsoever and getting both of his refineries right now. So again, bio's good, but you want that combat shield, you want that stim, you want the concussive shells. If you don't have those things, bio is not as good as it could be. So I'm not sure what the plan is going to be here for Innovation. Maybe he doesn't actually want bio. Maybe he wants to go ahead and get a bunch of Marines for early defense, switch over into factory play. Maybe like a Banshee harass or something. But no, I was speculating incorrectly. There is a reactor and a tech lab coming onto these barracks. So much ado about nothing, I'm afraid. It looks like we're going to see the standard bio play from Innovation, and going again for that Blinkstalker opening. Again, it was a Blinkstalker opening in last game for Rain. Didn't really use it for a Blinkstalker all-in. Sometimes you'll see that 2-base Blinkstalker all-in on Terran players that they hate so much, but Rain just gets the Blink, mostly for harassment, mostly to just kind of get map control. but doesn't ever try to blink in here and kill the bunker and just go on a rampage or blink up into the main and kill stuff that way and just try to win game in the first 10 minutes. But we'll have to see what's going to go on with Rain in this game. I'm not sure what the long-term plans are going to be. We are chrono boosting out this blink and also getting the warp gate research. Is there a forward pylon anywhere? This probe is holding the Zelnaga watchtower, but it hasn't actually thrown down a pylon quite yet. A couple stalkers up here just in case some Reapers try to come through or Marines try to come through. Again, no Reaper harass whatsoever for Innovation here, which is interesting. The Reaper didn't do a whole lot against Innovation in game number 1, so maybe it's fair that Innovation doesn't want to try it again. But I mean, if at first you don't succeed, try again, I guess is what they say. This poor SCV is just trying to scout, ends up getting blown to death, blown up to death, blown to pieces. I don't know what I was trying to say there by these stalkers. Rain just moving up, trying to see what he can see. Forward pylon being popped on down. 6 gateways in production for Rain. Good golly, but here we come. There's going to be a bunker and a couple Marines. I don't really think these stalkers are going to be able to do much at all. Trying to snipe down this bunker. A good angle, forcing a cancel actually on that bunker. Nice job there, stalkers. Another forward pylon coming up for Rain, and actually this might be that blink stalker all-in I said that Rain doesn't like to do, or didn't do in game number 1, because this is a lot of stalkers in production, and these gateways are all finishing up right here, turning into warp gates. Nothing else in production right now for Rain. There we go, stalkers coming in, being warped in right at the front door, trying to break down these back rocks, which is pretty good. I mean, it forces the Terran player to put up as many bunkers as you need to defend this. Gonna try to blink up onto the high ground, but there's a lot of bio here. Accidentally stim and shoot at that bunker. Yikes, bit of a misclick there by Innovation. Mothership Core providing spot on the high ground. Might get stimmed to death by these Marines, but no, smart enough to keep it out of range. Here is Rain. The rocks are down, and here come the stalkers. They are going for it, man. They're going to try to take down this bunker. They managed to do so. They're going to force Innovation to dance back and forth between the natural and the main, just standing in, taking out so many workers. 4 SCVs are now dead. Time warp actually going down on all these guys as well, blinking the wounded stalkers back, slowly whittling down the Marine and the Marauder count. More SCVs are being forced to pull off the line here. Rain is going for it, going for the kill, warping in more stalkers, more zealots actually on the way on that production tab. Moving back just a little bit, it is 39 to 28 Harvesters. Rain is definitely in the lead, but a stim and a pretty good concave for Innovation. A lot of units are going down as Zealot goes down, but again, absorbing a ton of shots as well. That's exactly what Zealots are there for. Back to the corner, though, is Innovation. No room to stim away now, and the Zealots are right on top of this army. Are they going to clean up the whole thing? Yes, the final Marine dies. The Widowmine detonates on that Mothership Core. I don't know that Rain cares at this point. We're going to follow him up into the main base. Stalkers going to town on all of these barracks, shooting them with their lasers. There's a bunker, but Rain just basically bypasses it, not worried about it whatsoever. Innovation trying to build more units, trying to use his SCVs, trying to use Marauders to deal with these stalkers and these zealots, but no. SCVs dying all over the place, being shredded by these stalkers, being shredded as well by the zealots. 37, 38, 39 SCVs have died. Widowmine is here as well. Stalkers still alive somehow. Zealots giving their lives for the Stalker Ball to do what it needs to do, and that's it. Innovation calls the GG. Rain is victorious, and Rain takes the series 2 games to nothing. Wow, so a bit of an unexpected result here. Again, Innovation is a great Terran player, but I guess when it comes down to it, Rain just executed a little bit better in games number 1 and game number 2. Rain showing he can win a macro game against Innovation. He can win a Blink Stalker all-in against Innovation. I have to imagine this map is pretty well hated by Terran players. You have to worry about this whole area to blink up to. You have to worry about this area to blink into. You have to worry about your front door to be attacked as well. I mean, it just must be a nightmare to try and defend against this sort of thing. I kind of feel bad for Innovation that way. But again, Rain executed an amazing game plan, and that was it. So this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and heard today. You can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you for watching, and you take care of yourself.